I had an idea a little while ago to write an entire book in one day. It is a poetry book as opposed to, a fiction or nonfiction piece. Um, and, that's a little difficult. I don't know if it'll happen, but I wanted to at least get started and do some poems that are dedicated to people who want a poem dedicated to them. Um, so, yeah, I'm just going to be sitting here. I'm going to be writing some stuff, and I have to start out by writing the intro page and whatever it may be. I have no idea. But my friend Hannah sent me this book, and I think there are 66 pages in here, maybe 67. It came all the way from Seattle, Washington. I told her I was just going to try to write an entire book in one go. So I'm going to do it. Maybe not one go, but yeah, if you have any suggestions and you want it dedicated to you, the poem dedicated to you, send a sticker. I think that's the best way to do it. Because you give and you get. But yeah, I'm just gonna see how it goes, and I don't know. These pages are empty, so I might as well fill them up, right? That's kind of how it always goes. Today I'm writing a whole bunch of poems and just getting started on this process. I got this book here, and I want to fill it up. So I need your help. And if anyone, I guess, has a suggestion for the first one's always free. So the first person to send a suggestion, I'll be dedicating the first one to you. Definitely send a word and then your initials. So hurry up, get chatting. But yeah. Also, I need a title. Mental health. All right, I guess that's it. Actually, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna have to go with Hannah at the top, just because I'm on time. It's just really epic. Yeah. I just want to pull some topics. I gotta start by giving this a title. Uh, Maybe the title's on time. I got it. I got it. I got it. All right. All right. On time by Maclin. What's going on, everybody? What's everyone doing on a Saturday night? I'm sitting here. I'm writing a book. Can you hear the nature sounds? I put nature sounds in the background. It might not be very loud, but I did put them in here. On time. It's a great pen. It's best of the best. I don't know if you could get much better than this pen. All right. This paper is strange. It's like it's got texture to it. It almost feels like coral. Like it looks like sea coral. I don't typically write while people are watching me. Feels slightly strange. Just a little bit. Also, this is what writing poetry looks like. Or typically, like, you can't hear me in my head, but I'm writing out the next lines as I'm writing them out in my head, not on the paper, obviously, before I put them down. You hear me? There we go. Sorry about that. That's how it happens. All right, you ready? All right, we're back. Sorry about that. This one is for Cameron, Stefan, or Steven. Dave, awesome. This one's for Cameron, Steven. The first one that was in the book. Mental. It's all in your head. Dreams don't only happen while you're laying in bed. Watch the world move around you. Are things truly as they seem? Focus long enough and your vision will fade, revealing the memories yet to be made. So that was the first one. I'm writing a book. I don't know if you know this. I'm writing a book today. Just in general. I wrote day one in the title because it might take a little while. But that was number one, and that was for Cameron. His dedication's right there. I hope you can see it. I hope it's clear enough. But that was number one. Zachy, because you have bought Mind Book, I'm going to accept your request for one about structure. I don't think... Okay, so I think I'm going to use less pages than I originally was planning on using. This book's a little funky, and I don't want to crease this too much. It's an old book. This is super old. It even says poetry. Oh, did I start backwards? In true Maclin fashion, something you should know about me, every bag of chips that I've ever opened from about the age 9 on, I've opened from the bottom. I open it upside down every single time. It's how I do it every single time. I can't explain why. It's just the way I am. In true Maclin fashion, this book that has poems on the front is now, of course, going to be the back page because I started upside down and backwards. And I can't be surprised that my own... I don't even know what I would call that. What would I call that? That's like how it happens. Hannah, this one's just on time. The book is called On Time. That's what it's called. You gave me the title already. The whole thing is about time. Everything's about time. You've seen my tattoo, right? Does it appear? It appears backwards still, right? This tattoo says time. I got that recently. I'm actually using a royalty-free Nature Sounds backing track in the background. Thumbnails from June Lake, California. I'll read it as I finish, but I mean, probably sell the book eventually. Maybe, I don't even know. I haven't thought that far. All I thought was that I was going to write a book on live stream. That was kind of my only plan. Poetry is a battle. I don't know if you know this. I'm thinking about the next lines pretty heavily. This is slow. It doesn't happen quickly. Sometimes it does. Sometimes it does. I just want the words to be right. An audiobook, put it on the app. I'm for it. Audiobook sounds awesome. I want to do an audiobook of all my other stuff. I have so much poetry. It's kind of ridiculous. I really need help organizing it all. I have that big box of everything. All right. I'm not sad. I'm tired. I'm very tired. When I'm tired, like this is like physical effort tired. I've had some pretty intense workouts these past couple days that I haven't done in a long time, shaking up the schedule a bit, and I'm tired. But you should know it's the melancholy man that writes some of the best stuff ever. This one's called Structure. It's for Zachy. Structure. Walls too tall will block the sun. Windows open wide will let it in. A roof above will stop the rain until our wet boots walk through the door. We draw our plans to build a home, but it's life's design we come to own. I'll read it one more time. Structure. Walls too tall will block the sun. Windows open wide will let it in. A roof above will stop the rain until our wet boots walk through the door. We draw our plans to build a home, but it's life's design we come to own. And that was for Zachy Babington. Thank you, Zachy, for your suggestion on the word structure. That's pretty solid. I like that a lot. I like that a lot. Joe, I'm doing good. Do it, Zachy. Write it down. All right. That's two. That's two. We're two in. That's pretty solid. If anyone has a suggestion and they're willing to send a sticker, I will absolutely honor that request for a topic to put in the book. I'm looking for topics. I'm looking for thoughts that I can use as a spark to turn into words for this book that all of a sudden I'm writing today. I wanted to try something different because that's pretty much all I ever do. I'm a little bit tired of, I don't want to say tired of painting, but I've done about this many paintings recently, and frankly, my paints are dry, so I need to get some new ones. Ryan wants me to do one about power, and Ryan, I will honor your request because you've bought a lot of Mind books. I really appreciate that. Crazy Life, love you too, thank you. I don't know who you are, where you're from, or what you do, but as long as you love me. Is that NSYNC or Backstreet Boys? Does anyone know? Oh man, power, huh? Power. Well, there's my first error in the book. That's all right. I spelled Reigns wrong. Reigns. Hi, Jenny. Lima, Ohio, huh? Lima? I think it's Lima. I think they call it Lima there. All right, got it. It's it's not easy. I hope you can see my thoughts on my face as they're occurring. I don't know if that's like a thing. I don't know if it's there. Um, I, in my head, I'm watching the words come to life, and I'm trying out, 100 different possibilities. Um, just for that last sentence alone, I don't even know if I how much time I spent, but that's kind of how it goes. This one is called Power. It is for Ryan Ferrari, who has purchased many a mind book in his day. And I gotta say thank you, Ryan. So this is my thank you to you. Power. Grab the reins. This chariot cannot steer itself. The wheels turning do not stop until the ride is over. What would you like to see? What would you like to be? Go forth in knowing that what you will is completely free. I'll read it again. Power. Grab the reins. This chariot cannot steer itself. The wheels turning do not stop until the ride is over. What would you like to see? What would you like to be? Go forth in knowing that what you will is completely free. For Ryan Ferrari. Okay. Does anyone here write poetry? Have you ever done that? Ever tried it? I don't put a lot of pressure on myself when I write. I just know that I want it to make sense and fit. I want all the lines to make sense together. I want all of the. I want there to be a balance and the visual element of how it looks. I want it to have an underlying meaning. I'm sure everyone in here has taken a high school. Maybe I'm not sure about that. I think I'm gonna guess that a lot of the people in here have taken a high school literature, or English, or book class, something where you've had to read or study some sort of poetry. And your teacher always asks, "What's the symbolism? What's the meaning of this?" And sometimes we can think that there is no meaning, and sometimes that's true. I don't think a lot of things have to have meaning. They can. When I look at my art, I don't know necessarily if it has a meaning other than to prove my existence. But poetry, I will say I certainly aim to condense a greater thought into simple English, as simple as it can possibly be. No big words. No. Like, I don't. It doesn't need to be too like dense. It doesn't need to be dense. It shouldn't be dense. It should be light. It should be quick to read. I mean, all three of these poems I've written are pretty quick. To go back to this one, this one was Power. And what I hope it said in this poem: grab the reins, this chariot. Excuse me. Grab the reins. This chariot cannot steer itself. The wheels turning do not stop until the ride is over. What would you like to see? What would you like to be? Go forth and knowing that what you will is completely free. I'm just going to digest this one from how I see it so it doesn't get misinterpreted ever. I don't think it possibly could. This one's pretty simple and straightforward. Grab the reins. That's easy. Take control. Number one. If you read poetry, this is how you should read poetry. Read the line, read the whole thing, go back to the top, interpret the meaning again on your second read. Grab the reins. That means take control. This chariot cannot steer itself. The chariot being the body, the human body, it cannot steer itself without the mind controlling it. If the mind does not, or the mind or the emotions do not control it, it will not move by itself. The wheels turning do not stop until the ride is over. I think that one's pretty simple. Obviously, when the ride is over, that means that there's no more action. The life is over. When the ride is over, the wheels stop turning. What would you like to see? It's a good question to you. What would you like to be? It's a good question to you. Go forth and knowing that what you will is completely free. So anything that you desire, anything you wish to have, it can come to be. And the completely free part is more of it's more related to the wheels turning, do not stop until the ride is over type thing. The gift of life came to us for free. We paid nothing to be brought into this world. As a baby, we were brought in to be the joy in someone else's life. Over time, we certainly discover that things cost energy. But since matter and energy can either be lost or destroyed, there's simply a shifting of energy that must occur in order to realize that which we will to happen, or that what we're excited about having or aiming to achieve. That's how I see everything in my life. I don't think I don't believe in limitations. I truly believe that anything I set my intention on, I can and will achieve. It's I don't know how to describe it as completely free other than the time allotted to me on earth is not necessarily my choosing, right? That time was a gift. So that's why I think it's completely free. That ended there. Does that make sense? If you're in the chat, does that make sense to you? Are you hearing what I'm saying? Does it read that way in the poem? If you're not a fan of poetry, does this kind of clue you into something more about it? The life and death aspect of it is ever prevalent in my work. I have a pretty rounded out philosophy on all that. It can only continue to come to life through writing more. So I'm doing it. AK, I see you in here all the time. I would love for you to suggest a word or a topic. And it's tough. I mean, this stuff is, it's what I love to do. I think I've often said if I could have any job in the entire world, it would be writing words on a piece of paper, and just that. Um, because a piece of paper is essentially nothing. There's nothing here. But with a pen, with a single pen, I can take the entire universe and write it out the way I see it for someone else to behold. And that power to me is just unbelievable. And how, with some marks on a page, I can turn a blank space into something that could entirely change. It could entirely change the way someone looks at something. And we're all looking for our own truth and our own perception of understanding. So through that, I hope to shed some light on potentially a more positive or peaceful or loving or caring perception of the world. I see a lot of beauty in everything. Even the hard stuff of life, I can still find beautiful elements in it. And I mean, not to talk about it at this exact moment, but there is just a little bit of beauty in everything. So, AK, if you're still in here and you have something to suggest, I would please suggest it. Or if you're a regular in here, I really do want to honor you somehow. I truly appreciate your attention and your compassion in watching me do the things that I love, because it's been such an interesting part of my life to just sit and do the things I love to do and have people watch me do it. It's pretty interesting, but it's cool. I'm not on Impulsive anymore because I moved to Cleveland, Ohio to follow my heart and be close to those that I love the most, mostly my family. Harmon, how you doing? Elliot, since you also, I have a suggestion already. AK just suggested the word growing old, or the topic growing old. But Elliot, if you're just entering, I'm writing a book today, and I'll probably continue over time, but I have 3 poems written already, and I'm writing more. But since you've purchased a Mind book as well, I would love to honor you and write something for you, and I'll give you a dedication, of course. All of these have been dedicated to someone. So, AK, are those your initials? I just want to be sure that those are your initials before I write anything. Ellie, how you doing? Ellie, I think you bought them. Okay, AK are your initials. Awesome. Growing old. How are the nature sounds? I can't hear them. But I know they're there. Ellie, did you purchase the Mind book? I can't remember. I know I've seen your name. Growing old. Just in case you're just entering, by the way, me writing poetry is mostly silent. And it's a lot of beard scratching and head scratching and thinking. So, bear with me. Bear with me. All right, Ellie, awesome. Ellie, I want to honor you in this book I'm writing. So when you feel confident enough, please suggest a topic or word for me to write about, and I'll give you a dedication in this book that I'm working on. Please. Kyle, this is what writing poetry looks like for me. I don't know what I look like. Typically, I just write without people watching me. Um, I'm not being hard on myself. I'm literally scanning my brain for all possibilities of the next line to write. Just how it looks. It's not pretty. It's kind of a battle. You can't see what's going on inside my head, but I'm literally writing out this line in my head as it might appear on the paper, um, without writing it out. It's probably super boring to watch, to be honest with you. I'm not at all surprised with that. Um, but yeah, I'm just doing what I do. That's how I write. I don't know if it's pretty. I can't say. Don't spend a lot of time looking at myself. AK, I'm not going to answer that right now. That seems a little foreboding. I'm not stressed. It's just this is how it looks. I want it to be really good. I'm trying to find perfect answers here. I told you it's not pretty. It's not pretty. It's just how I do. It's how I do. That was hard. That was really hard. It's how it happens. This was AK. All right. Hey, that's what happens. It can be a while. Apologies for anyone who's waiting. I got it. This is what it looks like. That's what it looks like to write that way. Like I said during it, it's not very pretty sometimes. Frankly, I feel like sometimes I might even be a little bit more uh, in my head like that. That's what it looks like. I'm cool with it. Because it made this. You ready? Okay, this is for you. I hope you're still in here. Um, this one's called Growing Old. I'm going to have to read it this way. This one was really hard. Growing old. Trees that reach highest in the sky have spread their arms to collect abundant time. From seed to leaves, the story is told with each passing day. Every page of every chapter is written on paper spun from the trunk. From canopy to book cover, our tale is known, and the moment our life is fully grown. I'll read it again. Growing old. Trees that reach highest in the sky have spread their arms to collect abundant time. From seed to leaves, the story is told with each passing day. Every page of every chapter is written on paper spun from the trunk. From canopy to book cover, our tale is known, and the moment our life is fully grown. Growing Old by Maclin. Does reading help poetry? I would say yeah, probably. Just because I have more thoughts in my head that aren't necessarily my own. Yeah. Okay. On to the next one, which is dedication for Ellie. Oof. Um, if anyone in here is a poetry person, or if anyone in here is not a poetry person, one thing that might be underestimated is what it takes to put those words down on the page. I hope that watching me sit there in silence, I guess your silence, is not as simple as it looks. What I'm attempting to do there is run through all my philosophies that I've created for my own artistry and my own self preservation of life and put them into words in a way that someone else can read them and understand exactly what I'm saying or attempting to say with a deeper meaning through simple words. It might look like I'm talking about seeds, leaves, trees, and pages of paper, but I'm talking about days of our lives. I'm talking about spreading our arms to the sky to collect more time. Um, and if you're not down with it, hey, that's cool. That's cool too. I'm doing what I'm doing. It takes me a minute to write some poetry sometimes. Maybe you'll see it at a presidential inauguration someday. There is a title in the U.S. called the Poet Laureate. I've always thought that I might end up as that someday. Um, Not sure how or why. Maybe because I'm a poet. This one is dedication. It is for Ellie. I don't know if she's still in here or he. Them, they. It's for them. And I haven't written it yet. And frankly, I'm amazed with how much mental energy I've spent on 4 poems. There was a day, a week, where I spent a lot of time writing 300 free poems. I believe it's still on my website. If anything, I should probably turn that into a book because it's already typed up. Now it take about 1 second to put into a Word document and have someone print it for me. So I might go ahead and do that. So that's pretty easy. And maybe I've never realized the significance of writing 300 poems like that for people. That's what tends to happen. I love my work, but then I forget about the significance of me creating it. So, yeah. Spartan, Timothy, what I'm doing right now is I'm going through some suggestions and writing poetry based on those words. I have my next 2, Dedication and Improvement. That is by Ellie and Elliot, which I think is great. Frankly, it's not beautiful when I sit here and I write my poetry. I wish it could be, but it's mind bending for me. It takes a lot of mental energy and strain. Not strain, but it's taxing. It doesn't look. I'm telling you guys, it doesn't look like much. It looks like I'm sitting here, but in my head, I'm thinking about every single word I know. You know. I'm deep in my thoughts and feelings today. Just a major heads up. I've been working out quite a bit, and every time I do that, it takes all of my cerebral energy and puts it into my body, and then I just feel like I'm ever present in the moment of now. It's very powerful, very strange for me. Especially because I haven't really done a lot of physical fitness in the past year. So I'm kind of rediscovering that. And I'm certainly procrastinating on writing this because, frankly, it's exhausting. This stuff, it breaks my brain, all for the best cause. So I think I'm going to write this last one. It's been an hour and 15 minutes. I've written 4 poems, which is fascinating to me. I'm going to write this last one. And I say it's the last one because I think it has to be. And go watch some UFC fights. Go from poetry to brutal hand-to-hand combat. Dedication. I think I'm putting a lot of pressure on myself to write these. Typically, I'm not as typically I just write. What do I think of loneliness? I think it's necessary for everyone to discover who they are, to discover yourself. We're put through times of loneliness for the sake of our own well-being, in order to figure out what's wrong with us, identify who we are on the inside, and then bring that to the outside world. Hi, Maria. It's fantastic. I'm writing poetry. I'm currently writing this poem called Dedication. It's probably not going to be beautiful while you sit there and watch me write. I tend to touch my head and my face and scratch my beard and make weird faces. But that's what I do. That's how I write. So I'm going to write this poem called Dedication, and then I'm going to read it. No, I'll go back to the beginning. I'll read all the other ones I've written, and then I'll end there. Dedication. That was for Ellie. All right, that was tough. I think I wrote that one faster than any of the others, though. smeared it. AK, I appreciate the suggestion. Yeah, I'm just gonna write it in the book because then it's super powerful. This book is supercharged. It's from like a long time ago, and it's an empty book. My friend got it for me, so I'm just gonna write here. I appreciate the suggestion though. All right, this one's called Dedication and is for Ellie Grant. Dedication. Energy spent returns reward equivalent or greater. Sacrifice the nothingness for something, and there you'll find a light in the dark. The landscape we see ahead of us is meant for attainment. Sit if you wish, it's fine to absorb what floats on by. Through dedication, I will uncover that which is meant to be mine. I'll read it again. Dedication. Energy spent returns reward equivalent or greater. Sacrifice the nothingness for something, and you'll find a light in the dark. The landscape we see ahead of us is meant for attainment. Sit if you wish, it's fine to absorb what floats on by. Through dedication, I will uncover that which is meant to be mine. And that is for Ellie Grant. Thank you, Ellie. This is the beginning of On Time by Maclin. I'm going to read these 5 poems that I've written, and then I'm going to disappear because I'm tired. Honestly, I'm tired. It's been a long day. Long weekend, honestly. The first one I wrote is called Mental. It's all in your head. Dreams don't only happen while you're laying in bed. Watch the world move around you. Are things truly as they seem? Focus long enough and your vision will fade, revealing the memories yet to be made. Structure. For ZB. Structure. Walls too tall will block the sun. Windows open wide will let it in. A roof above will stop the rain until our wet boots walk through the door. We draw our plans to build a home, but it's life's design we come to own. Power for RF. Power. Grab the reins. This chariot cannot steer itself. The wheels turning do not stop until the ride is over. What would you like to see? What would you like to be? Go forth in knowing that what you will is completely free. Growing old for AK. Growing old. Trees that reach the Growing old. Trees that reach the highest in the sky have spread their arms to collect abundant time. From seed to leaves, the story is told with each passing day. Every page of every chapter is written on paper spun from the trunk. From canopy to book cover, our tale is known in the moment of life. I got to start over. I messed up at the very end. Come on, you can't do that. Growing old. Trees that reach highest in the sky have spread their arms to collect abundant time. From seed to leaves, the story is told with each passing day. Every page of every chapter is written on paper spun from our trunk. From canopy to book cover, the tale is known, and the moment our life is fully grown. Dedication. Energy spent returns reward equivalent or greater. Sacrifice the nothingness for something, and there you'll find a light in the dark. The landscape we see ahead of us is meant for attainment. Sit if you wish. It's fine to absorb what floats on by. Through dedication, I will uncover that which is meant to be mine. I do have improvement here. I'm not ready to write it because, frankly, I'll keep saying frankly because it's a great word. I'm tired. It takes a lot of mental energy to write these. And, of course, if you're just entering the chat, what you'll find is that I've taken this book that's supposed to be written this way, and I actually started writing upside down. So, it's truly how I do things. It happened completely on accident, but I'm really happy about it. It's Saturday. I hope everyone has a wonderful weekend. I'm gonna go watch some brutal hand-to-hand combat and mental structure, power, growing old, dedication. Yeah, we're 5 poems in. It looks like there's 33 pages in this, so I'll have 33 poems dedicated to people that continue to return to these chats. Oh, Mackenzie, if you're still in here, Mackenzie Ray, if you wouldn't mind suggesting a word so I can write next time I come on. I'm tired. I gotta eat some food. Relax. I haven't done anything in a long time. Not done anything, excuse me. I haven't done nothing in a long time. I spent all day pretty much doing nothing. Of course, as there's now more people entering the chat. So the people that have just entered, I've been writing poems. I've written 5. And it's basically me sitting here silently with the sound of these nature sounds in the background and writing some words. It's blowing me away how bizarre it is to share what it looks like to write while I'm writing. I've become very self-conscious about what I'm doing while I'm writing. And that's how it goes. That's what it is. But yeah, thanks everyone for stopping by. I hope you have a beautiful Saturday. Tomorrow when you wake up, I challenge you to have your first thought be the word love. Just wake up in the morning and have that be your very first thought. The word love. And that's about all I want. That's about it. That's my message for today. And I'm telling you, if I had any job in the world, it would be to have a pen and a piece of paper in front of me and be able to write thoughts for people that want something more. So thank you. I got some topics to write next, and on the next stream I'll continue, or maybe I'll do something else. But I'm going to continue writing in this book. So I always forget that I should do this. Thank you. Remember, wake up tomorrow, have your first thought be love. It's a great way to start your day. Peace. Oh, wait, now I got to click end.